All right, this is an awesome day. All right, so car just came back. Super stoked. Give you a little background story up first. So the ignition switch, maybe I'll put a clip in here, has been kind of acting up. The car turned off on me twice in the 800 some miles that I've driven it. And when I say off, like it just turned off, but yet the radio was on. It didn't really mean much to me. I was kind of like, that's sort of random, but okay. Did it in its early stages of getting the car running and then just stopped doing it. So I shrugged it off at just a weird fluke. Probably shouldn't have done that. Then randomly over the last week, before I took it to paint, I would hit the key in, go to position 1, and it would just, accessory would come on, the radio could come on, whatever, and then I would go to position 2, and it would start to do nothing. But if you just jiggle the key for ever so slightly, it would do as if, normal. Gauges would come on, lights would come on, blah, blah, whatever. Driving to the body shop, the car just shut off, died, and it was as if the car was not in the position 2, it would just not work. I ended up getting there by having my wife run home real quick. I was on zip ties, because if you held the key a little bit past position 2, not far enough to start, to turn the starter over, but enough to get into position. So obviously the thing was worn. So that's what I did with some zip ties, tied the key. I'll probably put a picture. That's what I did to get it to the body shop. Got it there, immediately ordered a new ignition switch. Here is the old one. If you can kind of see it, she is super worn out. So the piece was, I think, I don't know, like 25 bucks off eBay or something, like a new aftermarket piece. So the body shop was cool with it, and then after they started painting it, whatever, they were like, hey, it's kind of a hassle to move. I know you said you ordered one, is there a chance you could come by and do it? So I did it in their parking lot, so the wires underneath the dash are kind of all over the place. In case you've never done one, it's not a hard install. Maybe it took me 20 minutes while I was there, but now because of that, I've got, so a lot of this stuff was sort of like zip tied to it, and I had it just kind of clean and whatever. So we're gonna have to redo that, just put some stuff back. The center console is still taken apart. Harness is over there, and that's because I was making a plate to block off the heater hoses. So I've had just open ports in the bay, and in Florida it's already hot. So if it's a nice muggy evening and I'm cruising, you definitely feel the engine bay heat coming in. So there's that. So I was building a plate. So I'm gonna give you a quick walk around of the car right now. It came back, I'm very happy with it. There's some small things I need to address. But other than that, I'm very happy. So I'm pretty sure I showed the bubbles in the in an older video. So if I can find it, I'll put it up here too. But there ended up being, I think, a total of 6 all around the car. What the body shop ended up saying is when I bought the paint job, I originally said, I don't need any body work necessarily. I don't believe I need any. So one of the guys went around and I guess just didn't. There's a couple, like, the bubbles were actually small dents that were in the car, and I guess maybe they just weren't prepped enough. Maybe somehow they missed it or something. I'm not sure. So the owner of the paint shop, super cool, basically said, hey, he told all of his guys X amount whenever you're doing a job like this for what I paid. If you do see any body work, even if the owner didn't want it done, just do it. So I was like, okay, cool. So there was a couple spots that I found way after the fact that they just painted over, and I was like, oh, okay, a little spot there. Maybe they could have fixed that. No one would ever see it unless you were like at a car show and you were really nitpicking the paint, which is what my wife does. So she's the one that found them. But they fixed all of those now. So I think it actually looks even better. It just needs some TLC, and I say that. They did a good job, I think, as far as for the most part. So like, here's the engine bay. The guys did say they covered it. I mean, you can still see there's the tape holes over the wash nozzles, but I mean, just looking at the intake, you can't really tell, but there's like a small, it's probably just from sanding, whatever the case. There's the radiator hose. I don't know. I'm just gonna take a little rag and some simple green and just kind of wipe. I mean, I think they did a decent job, but I'm just gonna do some cleaning up on it. That being said, like little simple things. Trim kind of just needs to go back up there. The molding that went around the hood, he gave me, it fell off. I gotta put this side molding here. I'm surprised, he said it just came off. I'm surprised he got that off without breaking the clips, and the molding is fine. So what came in, what we're gonna do, what's gonna happen. So a little disorganized here, but ordered CJ's wiring. So I told you I just made a block off plate that I will show you in a second for the heater. This is a CJ's wiring for the grommet, or for the hole in the engine bay. Beautiful piece, super fast shipping. And I didn't do a mil-spec harness, so I asked for a supplied grommet. It's gonna go through there. Call this a sin, call it what you wish. This is a CJ wiring plug. I think it looks great. Wire doesn't offer one. If he did, I would have just bought his, just because the harness in the car is a wire harness. I actually did not know about CJ's wiring. I maybe would have gave the other guy a shot with some wiring. His site looks great. It looks like he does great stuff. All right, I think the light is kind of just shining in, so it's kind of hard to see, but I sort of removed the two pieces that were kind of there for the ECU, and it allows us kind of just to sit over it now. So just for an extra set of hands, put some tape on it. Just gonna kind of line it up. It should get me there, I feel like. All right. In case you can't see it, basically got that taped on there. This fits in a nice little kind of groove there. All right, so here's the plug. You can fit all of these wires, including this big giant one, through it. It might be easier to just unloom the harness, but I just kind of fed them all through here, the wires that I'm going to be running in through it. And then for the grommet, I ended up just sort of splitting it so I can kind of go around the wires, and then I'll put it in. All right, so there's what it looks like. I just need to put a nut on that there, but I kind of shoved the grommet in there. Like I said, I kind of just split it in the middle, and it still fit in there. And I got so much wire going through it, it's nice and tight. Got the main wire harness. I've got my power cable going to the alternator, the power wire going to the starter, and then I've got my oil pressure wire coming in there. So it's pretty full. The grommet fits real nice. The plate fits real nice. Looks real slick back there. All right. All right, so a couple of little things, technically. Again, I thought this was an afterthought, so they're kind of little fasteners, a little rubber washer underneath it. Just to kind of plug those. I think they look kind of clean there. I bought an Endine tensioner. There really was no point having an install video because it just sort of bolts on pretty easily. Got rid of my belt slap. I know you can probably tension it. I'm not going to argue with anybody about how to get anything out. It is what it is. It's on there. Thank you. Moving past that. I got tired of looking at the open hole there, so I kind of made like a little block off plate there out of some aluminum, painted it black, and threw this sweet sticker from Nick Gibson on there, a little CRX Restoration Society. The CJ's wiring kit is down there. I doubt you'll be able to see it through there. I'll tell you, try to put a picture up there. I made another plate back there to cover where the heater hose was. And I was like, all right, cool. Car's been driving. We're at like 1,050 miles now. I said, hey, you've already seen it behind me at some point now. Time to do some seats. So seats came in super quick. Awesome. I ordered some mounts that are not in yet. Let's turn the fans off. So the seats I chose, they're still in the wrapper. I kind of pulled them out just to look at them. They are the Corbeau FX1 Pros. I got their 5-point cam lock harness with it. So they are here, which is great. The harnesses came, the pads came. I ordered, there were some issues. Nick Gibson also messaged me, which I greatly appreciate. I don't think he watches these, but I appreciate if you do watch them. I appreciate you telling me he has a problem fitting them in his CRX with the mounts that he ran. So that kind of discouraged me a little bit. I already have them. The mounts that I'm running though, we found a picture of them with some other seats in them and they got really low to the ground. So I'm hoping I will be able to get them in there. I ordered PCI's slider adjustable mounts. So we will see if I can get them in the car with that. I hope I can. I think the white lettering is not the only reason I chose them, but I think the white lettering of everything and the black seats will go well with the interior of the car. And go well with the Instagram logo, the white tire letters. I think it'll just kind of top it off pretty well. That being said, the seats are here. Can't put them in the car because I'm waiting on the mounts, and PCI, when I called them, told me that it may ship middle to the end of next week. So I don't have them yet. I kind of wanted to get them in there to clean the bench off. And then this, I didn't expect coming so quickly, but super happy that it's here. Can't be upset about it. It's finally the day. Turbo kit came from Greg at Go Auto Works. So I don't know if I told you all what I decided to choose on, but as you just saw, I chose the Mini Ram. I chose the X600 series kit. I kind of unpacked it and was just kind of looking through it. Everything seems to be here. He did a phenomenal job packing it. I put in my comments asking for any, I said for any lines that are gonna be ran like oil or coolant lines, if I could have them in black, which he supplied. So Greg, awesome, phenomenal, thank you. All the couplers, black. So the only thing I am missing, I know that I have not ordered yet, is actually injectors. That being said, I'm pretty positive I'm either gonna order the ID 1050X injectors, or I'm going to order some fuel injector clinic injectors. I haven't decided on which yet I'm gonna go with, but probably gonna decide after this video and order them, because now the kit's here. Car's been running great. Everything's fine, no brake issues, she's been cruising. I drove her 5 days this week to work. So the turbo I chose, I don't know if I said it or not in another video, but I chose a Garrett dual ball bearing GT2871. For anybody that's gonna say that it's, maybe the motor with the CSS and the pistons and rods, blah, blah, I chose the small turbo. Great, fantastic, I'm pretty aware. My goal was to have a as linear of a power band, but yet still be able to move. So I could have went with the Disco Potato, the GT28 RS. But I know they have a little issues on top end, so I kind of chose it's a little bit bigger brother, but not quite a GT30. The power goal, I think I started in the overview maybe 2 years ago, was 350, and I've kind of resorted back to that. I would like to be able to hit the gas pedal and the car just goes. And I want to drive the car. I enjoy driving the car. I thoroughly enjoy driving the car. It's a blast. And it's just something different. I haven't driven the car in so many years. So that is the reason I chose that turbo. I think it'll do great. I hope it'll do great. The craftsmanship right now, this kit looks fantastic. I cannot be more pleased with Greg's work so far. Blow-off valve and wastegate are also both black, just to kind of keep going with the, for the most part, the scheme. I just could not find this Aeromotive in black at the time. And I know I've been told by a bazillion people, get rid of the NGK wires and go with Honda's just black wires. That may occur one day. So there's that. So Corvo seats are going in the future video. Cannot wait to put those in there. This turbo kit's about to start going on tomorrow. See any odds and ends maybe I do need to order. The kit is definitely complete, but I might do some things different on the oil drain. It supplies like a weld-on bung. I'll show everything. I'll try to make as detailed as possible, but he supplies like a weld-on bung to go to your steel pan. I've got an aluminum Rosso pan. And with that, it already is plugged. It's already got a port on it. And actually, I think I have a steel Moroso pan, but it already has a plug on it. So I'm just gonna see if I can fit one of his plugs into it. If not, I'll order a fitting for it. We'll see like little odds and ends I need to do, because the car's gonna probably be down, I'm gonna guess, for at least 2 weeks. And I'm still waiting for the mounts. And then I gotta schedule a tuner. So it ties me to the next thing. I've had this car since like 2007. This thing has either been my main thing of jetting around at one point, then it went down and became, slowly to what it is now. I've used U-Haul trailers forever. I went to a drift event this last weekend, and there was a car meet on it, so I put my car just in the car meet, just kind of meet some people. I posted a picture of a Sweet Del Sol that I found that was there, and I'm done with U-Haul trailers. I couldn't roll my car even. I can get them up there with a bunch of wood. I got to get up there with as low as it is, or I can take the bumper off, which I chose not to do. Roll it up there with wood, but then I can't even roll the car all the way forward to attach it properly because of how low it is. The front bumper was hitting other things. So I'm currently not in a location fitted for where this is. Wherever I move to next, I will definitely have to make that kind of a thing. And I'm probably gonna put it somewhere else, but for the time being, there she is. Not really gonna do a walk around. I bought it used. It's a Big Tex 7x16 car hauler. In quite good condition, I feel like normal pricing for what I paid for it. So that is gonna be the new car's trailer. Super stoked about that. So the day I go to get this thing dyno tuned, it will be traveling around on that trailer. So back in the garage now. So that's the trailer. Car again, so we got Corvo seats, turbochargers here. Car's gonna be down for a good 2 weeks, like I said. we will see where we stand here, and I'm gonna try to make a video install of just the seats, the PCI mounts, just a video on just them to show you how everything works out for anybody else, because it was very difficult to find. I really couldn't find anything about FX1 Pros or Ys or any of them inside of a CRX. So that'll be there. And I really didn't find a lot of Go AutoWorks kit installs on YouTube. And it's not the reason I bought them. I bought them because Greg's been around in the game since I feel like I was in high school, early high school, and I was like, oh, cool, you know, dude up and coming or whatever the top thing is. And he's still around today, which is great. And his work is great. So I mean, obviously it's, you know, it speaks for itself. So there was that. I'm gonna make an entire separate video on just that. That might be 2 videos, 3 videos, I don't know. Maybe we'll see how it goes. We'll see how the install goes, and I wanna just take anybody through it. For the most part, it should be pretty much a drop-in. There's gonna be some little couple things attached in the intercooler, which I get, maybe a little bit of trimming on the bumper, but let's see. Because there is only so much you can do. I get it from his perspective. There's only so much you can do buying a kit for a motor in a car. I mean, you do tell him, or I did tell him it's a CRX with a B series in it, but we'll see. I can already just tell you right now. That's a 70mm throttle body. Pretty positive the intercooler piping is 2.5. So I'm gonna need to buy a coupler. I know he gave me couplers, but will it fit that? I don't know, we'll find out. So that's gonna be the part of it. I'm gonna have to, I got a 3-inch downpipe on it. So my thermal is 3-inch, and thermal obviously supplied me with another flange, so I'll have to get that welded on. And that's it. All right, so if you're not already following me and you want to see maybe pictures quicker, my Instagram, I will admit I have updated faster than this. It is just Justin Goodell again. It's what I put on my car, blah, blah, blah. I appreciate everybody for watching. This is, you're kind of, I don't want to say you're nearing the end of the car, but I'm pretty excited. Because after the turbo kit and seats, I'll be honest, I don't know. 2 speakers and that little sub I got in there, it sounds good. I can cruise with this exhaust right now. I can cruise at 60 miles an hour and I can hear the radio just fine. It's good, it sounds nice. The car's got enough pep as it is now. I like puppies there, but I mean, I like the way the car looks. I like the height of it. I say it handles good. I mean, the rear interior you saw I kind of redid. That's there. I am gonna probably do something about that shifter. I like the shifter. Then I'm just gonna lower it down a little bit more. I just brought a little Broadway mirror that I'm gonna put it up there just to kind of get some more view. And after that, I don't know what else I'm gonna do to it besides start trying to chore that sucker to some more autocross events, or some autocross events in general, and have a good time. This has been enough talking towards the end. It is what it is. Yeah, so if you guys got any comments, anything, any tips or whatever, throw them in the comments. I'm open to about anything, or message me on Instagram. I appreciate everybody that has watched this or has started following me on Instagram. Happy everyone seems to like the car as much as me. There are a couple people that have said some weird things about it. Super confused about some of them, but it is what it is. All right, so again, I hope everyone has a great weekend, and I hope you guys are looking forward to this whole process as I am. I am super stoked, super excited about this kit. Can't express that enough. I know I'm never super excited looking, but this is it. And I'll be also jumping for joy when it's on the dyno. Again, thanks for watching. Have a good weekend.